veggie friends, I'm back. Sorry, on Tuesday I was having allergy issues. Have you ever had where your eyes just like won't stop watering and you're like all Frankenstein? And dude, you didn't want to see that, like really. So today we're talking about New York City and Meatless Mondays. The mayor of New York City recently declared Meatless Mondays, as you probably know, and I've got something to say about it. So first off, I kind of got this like crazy, I call it boho crazy thing going on. It's been a crazy week. I've kind of developed like a huge obsession with retail arbitrage. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and look up retail arbitrage, but basically it's finding like super clearance finds and reselling them on Amazon. I'm trying it out. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I just like made a really big sale on something I bought way under cost right before this video, so I'm pretty excited about it. If you want to know more about what I'm doing with that, I can make a video, let me know. Anyway, so Meatless Mondays, right? Same thing that I was addressing before, where I had a comment on a video I did previously about if your kid decides to go vegetarian, which I'll put up there for you. Some of the same crap, right? So the mayor of New York City decides that every Monday is going to be meatless for all the schools in New York City, which I have a few things on this. So first of all, I feel like they should have an option. I, as a vegetarian, always get upset if I don't have options when I go places, and I feel like the kids, if they still want to eat meat, should be able to. And I know that's surprising coming from me, but that's how I feel, right? They should have a choice. You shouldn't force it. If a kid really just feels like they have to have meat, let them have meat, okay? Like, give them an option. On the other hand, as a kid, would have loved if I had the option to get a meatless meal, because there were days where I would just eat like maybe a quarter of what my meal was because I hated the meat. Anyway, New York City hospitals did something like this, but they did it in the way I would have done it, which is where they're offering the option for meatless meals on Mondays as opposed to everybody has to do meatless meals, right? So the next contention is whether or not it helps save the planet. Okay, if you look at the science, yeah, it freaking does. Like Meatless Monday, I'll put a link to their channel, has some pretty cool stats about how much water is saved just to produce, one batch of hamburgers or whatever. So if you look at the science, it's reality. But people who say this isn't gonna make any difference for our world, this isn't gonna make any difference, that's so negative in my opinion. That's like saying, I'm not going to volunteer at the animal shelter because me fostering one animal or saving one animal isn't going to help all the animals who are abandoned. Okay, you do what you can and you make a difference how you can, right? Anyway, so there's that. Now, the big contention is health, and we all know that I've gone into this one and it drives me crazy. So, once again, people are, oh, you have to feed kids meat. It's inhumane. I saw a video that said it's starving them if you feed them vegetarian. I saw a video that said that kids become violent and cause fights because they're agitated if they don't eat meat. Fucking bullshit. I have never become violent or started a fight because I'm a vegetarian. Get real. Are you serious? Come on. So what it all comes down to, once again, is whether it's healthy. Now, I could not find, this is not actually being instituted until this fall, so I couldn't find the menus. All the announcements, everything centered around health, so I would really hope that these are balanced menus with adequate protein and the things that, that these kids would need. But I don't know, I haven't seen the menus. But it all comes down to how healthy, how balanced is it? Because ultimately, as long as you're eating a healthy diet, eating meat and not eating meat are on equal ground as far as that goes. What I will say is, I think it's pretty brave of New York to try this. And that is a very large population and it's a very large statement. And to me, it's great to put it out there that just because eating meat is the standard and the way it's always been and the way most people are, doesn't mean that everybody has to eat that way and that we're all gonna crumble and die if we don't eat meat. So yay New York for that one. But to wrap it up, I think they should have options. It needs to be healthy, obviously. But the drama queens who are like, these kids are gonna be malnourished and starting fights and starving, and blah, blah. Such a load of bull, for real. So have a great day. I'll be back at you next week with more great videos.